Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Wrestleslam, the podcast brought to you by Manscaped.com and Macau Casino, Cork City. And yet again, do check out that 5.0 package where you can get 20% off. Just use the code Wrestleslam or SMTV and you will get 20% off. The ultimate Christmas present for all of you out there. And yet again, we have a massive show this week ahead of RCW in the Pab Cork this Friday. We're joined by the one and only Matt Murphy, Philip Conley, and we have a special guest, Lana. She's in the house and she is a massive wrestling fan. And yes, she is from Waterford. So anyone that says she's from Dublin, you're wrong. I was wrong. I just assumed she was from Dublin. But look,
everyone does.
Yeah, she's a monster head and we're going to claim her. So she's nearer to Cork than Dublin, so she's ours. So yet again,
I'm from Yall, so literally across the bridge. So I can confirm. Yeah, Pat a monster. Anyway,
yeah.
Yes. It's been a massive show. Yet again, CM Punk is still trending. Randy Orton is trending. JD McDonough, Finn Balor. You know, we have so many names right now that are trending on Twitter. And yet again, we're going to go fresh to Raw and SmackDown. Two interesting episodes, but I suppose some of the big topics there, obviously, Phil, first of all, was Randy Orton. Daddy's back. He's looking to perhaps challenge Roman. He's obviously declared he's going to wrestle for SmackDown. So, Phil, first of all, I'm going to go to you. What's your thoughts on Randy Orton? Absolutely looking jacked to death.
He does look great to me.
Oh, man.
It's good to see him back, but I think he's been overshadowed by all this Punk stuff. But it is good that he has a brand now, though, because it was kind of, I didn't want to have two of them kind of shifting. But I still think a Roman feud is, I just think Roman, it's so obvious Roman's going to beat him. Like,
do you think so?
Yeah, 100%. There's no way. Like, there's no way. They're not having Roman lose that long a reign at a Royal Rumble. Like, I love the Royal Rumble, but no.
Yeah, it's got people talking. Sorry.
No, it has got people. It's good to see. I like to see him, but I feel he's been overshadowed.
Yeah. No, Lana, do you reckon maybe Randy Orton wanted to come back and not make so much noise? Obviously, look, we know. I'd say he probably had an idea that look, Punk was going to be around, but let's be honest, he's come back. He looks absolutely $1 million. He's a fine wine with age. What's your thoughts on Randy Orton moving forward? What do you reckon will happen with Randy?
I've seen the whole overshadowing thing going everywhere. And for me, I don't think he overshadowed it at all. I think they had their two separate moments. And for me, they're not in the same lane. Like, Randy Orton is very, very different to CM Punk. So, like, for me, I think it was great to see both of them. I think, yeah, he's definitely going to go for Roman. I couldn't care less. I'd prefer to see him going for someone like Jimmy and then eventually Jay or something like that, because I just do not care about Roman at all. Like, just don't care about him. So I'd prefer to see Randy going for someone like Jimmy or someone like Jay, because I still think him and Jay need to have some type of thing after what Jay kind of did to him. That's where I'd see Randy go.
I love it. And like, quick question: if someone's to dethrone Roman, so like all along we could have had ideas. Like, we'd say, you know, is it going to be Cody? Is it going to be who? But like, obviously with Punk back, you know, with Randy Orton back, you know, with you know, there's you know, Walter, there's so many people, but like, for you, who would be that one to beat Roman in the near future or at the Royal Rumble?
Lads, it could be Hornswoggle and I wouldn't care. Honest to God, like, I really don't care. Like, I still want it to be Cody. I still think Cody is the one to beat him. It's definitely not Punk. It cannot. I don't think it should be Punk. I think Punk is a separate conversation, but no, I think for me it's still Cody, for sure.
Love it.
I have a bold prediction there quickly before you go to Matt. I think Cody will beat Roman at WrestleMania and lose the Priest 2 minutes later.
Oh my God. That would be awful.
and Phil is normally right with these predictions. He normally says something and within weeks it happens. So let's write that down in the book. So Cody beats Roman and then Priest cashes in at Mania.
I think the story of Cody having a belt is going to keep going.
It's a good theory. Yeah. It's a good theory.
That would have been a good way, as in, like, I mean, he needs to keep the catchphrase going. Like, I need to finish the story.
But
like, it still sounds good.
Similar happened to Dusty years ago, where the belt got taken just before he was going to win it.
Interesting.
It'd be interesting, but I know I'm talking ill about Cody. I love Cody fan. I just don't like how he kind of loves to compare himself to his father so many times, remind him that he is the son of Dusty Rhodes. I'm like, Cody, we all know who you are. You paved your own way. Don't compare yourself to your own parents. So we all know who he is. Like, but if that's the case, Phil, then I'm like gonna be cringing a bit.
Yeah, it's interesting. And Matt, what's your thoughts on Randy Orton? Look, yet again, we mentioned, everyone's mentioned he's absolutely jacked. Did I say he was jacked? I did say he was jacked, didn't I?
I think you said it once or twice.
Yeah.
I prefer shredded more. I mean, like it's all in the ab work, you know. It's like he needs to get that RKO perfect still, but that's just me saying it out loud. But yeah, I can see why everyone thinks that he got overshadowed by Punk, because Punk was actually the biggest talk at the end of the night. I even said it last week's show. I was excited to see Randy, but if Punk was going to come back, people's going to just completely ignore Randy. But I feel like WWE is aware of this, and I feel like, is that the reason why he's going after Roman? Granted, I'm looking forward to see what the rivalry is going to be like. Randy's going to go very deep about taking out the bloodline, about Roman Reigns' family. Personally, I would have loved to see Randy Orton taking on Logan Paul for the US title. Just because I see a lot of like cringing. Just because it'd be actually good to see Randy going after the mid card to start way up, because we all know who Randy is, and it'll be a good way to send a message that he just like takes out Logan Paul, becomes US champion.
Sure.
That'll just like get him more notice and building up him actually being facing off against Roman or the champion at the time. So that's why I thought it was like, don't mind him facing off against Roman, but I just thought it was just too rushed that they thought, yeah, it's Randy Orton, give him the shot instead of building him up.
Yeah, Logan Paul will never beat Randy Orton, will he? That's never going to happen, surely.
Don't even put that. I don't need that in the universe. That thought can just stay in a box locked. No, we cannot even go there. No.
Yeah.
Just
Imagine.
no.
Imagine.
I did hear just moments ago that Randy Orton is going to be on his podcast.
I think he is. I think I saw that. No, he definitely is. 100% he is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it because we all know what Randy's like when it comes to off camera, that he just does not care and everything. And I'm not a Logan Paul fan, obviously.
You were.
I said that one time, but that
when we went to London, me and Phil, to cover Money in the Bank, you said keep an eye out for Logan Paul merch.
Yeah, so I can burn this. So I can burn it now. That you didn't finish the story. But no, I do listen to like some episodes, because the wrestlers just likes to leave their hair down and just like say it the way it is, like Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. So I'm looking forward to see what Randy has to say.
Yeah, definitely. Now let's be honest, CM Punk yet again just building momentum since he's come back. He's breaking all records, and I've been watching a lot of stuff lately of Punk and Austin. When they brought out that game, I think it was 2K13. There's a promo where Austin and Punk are sitting down, and it's one of the best things you'll ever see. I think we've all probably seen it at some stage. If we have, we've forgotten about it. But it's just it's Austin when he says, "I think you're wrong, son." Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, I beat you in a ring 20 by 20. Is this a match that will happen at WrestleMania 40, 41? I think it's got to happen, Phil.
I called it weeks ago. I actually said it October, I think.
Yeah, I think you did on the podcast, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that WrestleMania Night 1 main event, 100%.
Yeah.
Steve Austin and Punk.
Yeah.
Has to be Seth and Punk. You see, this is where I love the legends. Of course I love Stone Cold. Like, Stone Cold is a legend. But we don't need to keep bringing him back. Like, our last memory of Stone Cold with the Kevin Owens, and like that's a perfect memory to leave us with Stone Cold. I don't want to what happened in, was it Saudi Arabia, with that Undertaker? It was Undertaker, Kane, and Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and that match has scarred me because it was so bad. Like, can we just leave the legends be legends? You know what I mean? Like, bring them back in every now and then, but I don't need to see Punk and Stone Cold have one last match. Like, I don't need to see it. Do you get me?
Yeah. And that meme of Triple H and HBK, when they're both kind of up against the rope and they're both like absolutely haggard, that's been used everywhere in the world, you know?
Or just the image of Kane's mask just falling off his head. Yeah, that would have been perfect in an old SmackDown vs. Raw game, but On Saudi Arabia, I was like, nah. So yeah, we don't need to look at that match now, but like, this is your first episode, so you're off the hook.
What was worse, that match or Bill Goldberg and the Undertaker?
Bill Goldberg and Taker, because Taker nearly died.
Any match with Goldberg, to be quite honest, is not great.
Yes,
in my opinion. I still have. I don't know if the correct word is animosity towards him beating Bray Wyatt again in Saudi Arabia. Like, that was just still something I will never wrap my head around ever.
Yeah, and Kevin Owens for
Yeah.
the belt. Yeah, mad times. But it remains to be seen what's next for Punk. But I think I'm in agreement. Obviously, he'll face Seth Rollins at Mania, and then maybe next year he'll fight Austin if Austin's still interested or something might happen. But he's creating a lot of noise. You know what I mean? There seems to be a lot of bitterness from All Elite Wrestling stars. But let's be honest, CM Punk is box office, guys.
I tell you right now, he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble match.
You don't think so?
I think he'll fight Seth Rollins at Royal Rumble.
Do you think he can win at the Royal Rumble?
He might beat him, but I don't think he's going to win the. Not going to be in the Rumble because they don't want what happened with Bryan and Bray Wyatt and all these people booing when he's eliminated. When he's eliminated.
I'm a Punk fan. I'll always be a CM Punk fan no matter what, but I kind of don't want to see him win the Royal Rumble because it's a bit predictable and people are going to have a lot of backlash against Punk, because I always like to go for the least likely winners, because I still remember Drew McIntyre was probably one of the latest best Royal Rumble winners because it was so out of the blue. So I would love to see someone like least predictable to win this one.
Nakamura was another great one.
Yeah,
definitely. I'm glad you mentioned Drew McIntyre, because I was going to get to that, right? It seems to me that Drew McIntyre is really, really pissed off, and I would not get in the way of Drew McIntyre. I've seen the good side of Drew and the bad side of Drew in person, and I know what he's like, and he's really pissed off at the moment. They made the Royal Rumble poster, as you can see. No sign of Drew on that poster, and that is completely disrespectful for a guy that's a two-time WWE champion. So, Anna, do you reckon Drew McIntyre, first of all, is he done? I think he signed a new contract, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
So,
I've been loving what they've been doing with Drew recently. I feel like sometimes WWE, when they turn someone heel, it's like almost immediate. Like it's an overnight thing, and then they're suddenly the bad guy. Whereas I feel like with Drew, they've slowly built that up over the last couple of months, and we're really starting to see it now. And I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Like, he's just getting a beat down every single match, every single week. And you can see his frustration. And like, I love it. And I can't wait to see what they're actually going to do. Like, he needs some sort of break at some point. And I just cannot wait to see what that is. Or when he eventually like turns on the fans completely. Like, that's going to be good. So I'm looking forward to that. As far as like what he's going to do with who, I really don't know. Because it could be anyone. I think him and Sammy. What was it on SmackDown? Him and Sammy had a segment. It was unbelievable. So good. Like, I'd love to see him and Sammy go at it again. Like, yeah, you could do anything with Drew McIntyre, I think, right now.
You could, and maybe it's all a work. Maybe he's working the fans too, like with Twitter saying, "Oh, do you see what I mean?" Maybe it's all a work. Maybe they're just trying to unleash the old Drew McIntyre, the one that had that run up to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, possibly.
Some good news. Okay, I've gone, and I'm not a betting man by anyway, but this is something we always check. Currently, okay, on Sky Bet. Now, Sky Bet have been correct the last 6 Royal Rumbles. CM Punk is now the favourite to win the Royal Rumble.
I'm not a fan.
Nah.
5-4. Cody Rhodes second favourite. Gunther number 3. LA Knight number 4. The Rock has come in at 13-2. Which is a huge jump. Now, yet again, I know we're weeks away, but CM Punk has gone into firm favourite to win the 2024 Royal Rumble.
I think he's not even going to be in the match, which is funny.
I'm gonna because he's the third favorite. I'm gonna have to go with Gunther on this one to win the Royal Rumble. I know it's a bold statement, but like again, I always am a fan of the least predictable. So I would love to see Gunther winning the Royal Rumble and he like get more dominant to Mania.
I think Seth Rollins and Gunther is a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think Brock and Gunther is going to happen though.
Has to. Oh, has to.
Yeah,
has to. And I'm definitely for Rollins and Punk.
Yeah.
That's the match I want to see anyway, definitely.
I'm just looking at the women's one there, and I'm not a fan of like Bianca. Bianca's favorite to win it. I just
no, AJ Lee is coming back. Okay, we're just gonna manifest it that AJ Lee is coming back into the Royal Rumble. She's winning it.
Yeah,
that's it. Okay, no one else. That is what I need. Okay, that is what I need. I think I know every single girl who I know who's a wrestling fan. That's what the majority of us needs. That's what we want to see. Could you imagine? It would be amazing.
I mean,
I'd love it. I'd love it.
I don't want to brag, but I did meet AJ Lee when I was about 16 in Dublin, and I kept on shaking hands like, "Oh, it's an honor to meet you, an honor to meet you." And looking back on it, I'm like, "There's a reason why." I was a 16-year-old boy. I was punching AJ Lee, so if she does come back, I'm like, memories coming back.
Yeah,
and she's quite young. AJ is still quite young, isn't she?
36.
Yeah, like so, like she's a smart girl. Like, you know, she was a great wrestler, but let's be honest, she'll get a big pop if she comes back. I'd be all for that in the Royal Rumble. I think that'd be great. But it's you said Bianca's the favourite to win. She has won the Royal Rumble.
I think Bailey's going to win it. I really do.
I think she needs to be kicked out of Damage Control before that, though.
Yeah. Then you're onto something. I think definitely. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because I said this before, but they're growing on me now. But I wasn't really a big fan of Damage Control when they first came onto the scene. So I think if Bailey wins this one, that's going to get more notice. So I'm going to fill in this one. I'm going to go with Bailey.
I think it's the only thing she hasn't won as well. She's got every belt and she's won Money in the Bank. So it's the last kind of thing on her list.
Yeah, no, I think, you know, she would be a deserved winner. What's the thoughts on Jade Cargill? Like, obviously, look, Jade, there's talks that, like, she's come in and they're saying, right, you're slightly behind and you need to get back in a ring and practice and do such and such. Is she?
I think she's not coming until after WrestleMania. I really do. I think they thought that they got something else, and when she came in, they were like, "Oh no."
Yeah, like we're gonna be real. Like we all know who Jade Cargill is, so when we see her debut, we will be like, "Oh, Jade Cargill, who's she gonna face? Rhea Ripley and everyone else." But there's still a lot of people who is not familiar with AEW and like some of the lower stars. And Jade Cargill's always the top star, but a lot of people will look at Jade Cargill and be like, "Oh, who's this one?" So I think they just need to build her up more, like vignettes and whatnot, to make her a powerhouse.
Lana, what's your thoughts on Jade? Obviously, look, All Elite was huge. You know, she done pretty well over there. She was pretty much box office. She has everything about her, but what's the delay right now?
I actually completely forgot she was in WWE until you said her name.
There you go. It's mad.
I completely forgot about her. To be honest, I think sometimes with WWE, and I think you can probably say this for the majority of companies when it comes to women's wrestling, they tend to forget about a lot of the storylines if they're not in main event pictures or they're not in title pictures. And we don't need Jade Cargill to come into a title shot. She can just come in and start building other storylines and other things around WWE. Like, I'd like to see her and Nia Jax have a story with them too. Like, I think that they would be really, really good together. Not necessarily a title picture. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I'd like to see her face Rhea, because if she took Rhea's title off her, that would make me very upset. I don't think there's anyone right now that could take Rhea's title, and I don't think that's Jade.
Yeah. And
but yeah,
I reckon it'll be Becky Lynch and Rhea at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And I just want to say for the record, dog. There's a dog. Dog right
it is.
now.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Look at him. He's trying to get comfy.
It's always good to have a guest on with us.
I have a thing whenever I see a dog, I get distracted. I'm like, so yeah, you repeat it.
Hello, doggy. Becky and Rhea makes sense, I suppose, for what they have right now. Like, you look at that roster.
Either that or a multi. It could be a multi-match as well, which I'm not a fan of those.
You don't like triple threats or?
No, I don't like four ways, because I just think that they're just in there for just to add names more than anything.
Yeah.
I feel like we keep getting women's triple threat matches. Like, we just have more singles matches, please. Like, they just love throwing women in there for no real purpose. Like, there was a match recently enough and it was triple threat, and I think they just threw Charlotte in there just because.
Yeah.
And I love Charlotte. I'm like a Charlotte fan, but like, you don't need to have her in every single main event ever, all of the time. You know? But I can see that for Becky Lynch as well. Like, you're saying you'd like Becky Lynch to take the title off Rhea. I don't think Becky needs it.
Yeah.
You know, like let's start building other women up. Like we don't need Bianca to get a title. We don't need Becky to get a title. We don't need Charlotte to get a title. Like there's so many more women that you can pick from, and they're the ones that I want to see the focus on.
But that goes back to what you ran about earlier, that if they're not in the main event picture, you're kind of lost. So then you can't get over. So then they have no one to come forward.
Yeah, well,
like I'm still waiting for Raquel Rodriguez like push and get more notice on the main roster. Like she, to me, but next to Bayley, she's always gonna be my second pick for the Rumble, the Women's World Rumble.
But Liv was getting there, and then she got injured.
Yeah, that's it. That's so unfortunate. Like people seem to, they start to get on a roll, and then they just get injured, and it's so infuriating.
It's frustrating. Like with all the female stars out there, Lana, like, you know, we look at like even Impact Diana, you have like there's a lot of rumors Jordynne Grace is going to end up at WWE next year, which I'm all for. Even Masha Slamovic, all these people like that we know very well on the indie scene. Do you think they're lacking something, or do you just need to use the talent they have better right now?
WWE are like, I don't want to describe it, but they're like Man United, where they keep picking Rashford just because. Like we pick Charlotte because we can trust Charlotte and she'll deliver.
Yeah. I don't know. It remains to be seen. Like, you know what I mean? I do hope that we see Mandy Rose back.
Deonna Purrazzo is the next one that's going to be a free agent soon. So.
Interesting. I'd love to see Mandy Rose back. I think what they did with Mandy Rose was absolutely genius by bringing her back to NXT. Like she had a phenomenal run in NXT. Like so good.
Unreal, but even the way she lost the belt, she was told on the night, and then she was released the next day, and then she went away and made millions, and she's got a really big business brain. But she was an absolute workhorse, and I think I've said it on numerous podcasts that she was an absolute workhorse. She was like a perfectionist. She knew that she didn't have all the talent at the start, but she worked in it.
For strategy, years ago.
Yeah, went through the grind. You know what I mean? Are we going to see Trish Stratus back anytime soon? There's a rumor she's coming back again, and I'd be all for it. I think she looked $1 million her last couple of appearances.
I can see her coming back for a brief moment, like in a Royal Rumble. Like she'll probably be the last 4 or 3, but she's going to get eliminated.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing her like that, but like I was saying earlier with the Legends, we had a redemption of Lita and Trish. We saw them again. It was amazing. The whole Becky thing, amazing. Trish was used brilliantly to bring up Zoe Stark. Let's leave it at that. They were amazing. They had their moment. Like, we can move on again. Like, I don't need them. I'm just terrified that they come back and they leave a horrible taste in your mouth. Like,
they ruined the moment. Yeah.
Like last year, the whole Lita and Trish thing was amazing. Like, literally, little girl Anna was like loving it. Like, so I'm happy that happened. But no, I don't think I want to see Trish back unless it's just like a Royal Rumble thing.
I love it. For 2 years, I love it. For 2 years, I've been saying this. Aoife Cusack, Aoife Valkyra, Lyra Valkyra, she was going to be in the Royal Rumble. I'm saying that for 2 years now. Now, am I right to say right now, guys, look, 2024, we will see her in this Royal Rumble, surely, as NXT champion.
It's hard to know, because they do this weird thing where they like bring up loads one year, and the next year there's none of them in it.
I think it would be silly not to, because of the run she's been on. And even just have, like, if Becky is in the Royal Rumble, even just to have a little moment with him and her, the two of them, I think that would be really nice. But like that, you just don't know with WWE what they're going to do.
Yeah,
like if she was the final 3 or 4 of that Royal Rumble match, that would be, to me, that's a strong finish, isn't it?
When you mentioned about Becky and Eva Valkyrie, it was like, I would love to see them having a moment, but I would love them if they just team up and they take out nearly everyone in the Royal Rumble. Then it's just the 2 of them, and then Lara just eliminates Becky over the top rope.
That would be wild.
Wild.
So that would be good. Even if Becky eliminated her, then there's going to be like another pay-per-view where they'll headline in the near future. Yeah, it just remains to be seen what's going to happen. There's a lot of free agents out there. Obviously, we know the one that we all wanted, that WWE Will Ospreay has signed for All Elite Wrestling, which is not a shock. I think Will is he's just anti-WWE. He said that to us many years ago in an interview. He just doesn't, not that he doesn't like it, I just think he likes being around the world.
I don't think he likes living in America.
I think he did say
Yeah.
the real reason why is because like if you work with WWE, you might need to work over Christmas as well. And he flat out said that no, Christmas is for family, and he can't do that commitment. So that's kind of understandable, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's
Also, the
interesting.
last we promised he was coming back to Ireland for one more match in the National Stadium. So that's why he can't be with WWE, because he promised us.
Yeah, no, he did, and he's a man of his word, and I think that's
Oh.
something that we will see next year, definitely.
Of-
Yeah,
of-
it just remains to be seen what's going to happen. But yet again, there's a lot of stuff happening at this moment in time. Raw and SmackDown have been fairly decent. Phil, anything we need to touch base with that I have forgotten?
The AEW Devil storyline.
Oh yes. So predictions. You can ask the questions for
I
the
have one. I have one. I think it's the group are consisting of all the fellas that MGF had beef with. So FTR, Wardlow, and Sean Spears. I think they're the four lads who are beating him up. I don't know who the Devil is itself, but hopefully not Jeff Hardy.
Here's going to be a big one, and I think I know who it is. It's Phil Conley. I mean, can you not see? Go get the mask. Put it right next.
All I can see is a big DDP reveal. Like, I don't know why. I just keep seeing that.
But that was pretty cool when DDP got revealed. Like, but look, let's be honest. First of all, right, this Devil thing's been built up for a long time, so they will really need to make sure it's someone good. And like, yes, they can change it. They can change it last minute, but they can agree a contract with some megastar, and that's it. You know what I mean? But
watch Wednesday night because they're fighting and see what moves they do.
I
yes.
think I have someone, but I'll be a bit odd if they actually do this route. I think it's just MJF. I feel like he's just tricking.
I thought that, but I don't think it's him.
Yeah, I feel like that's the story route that they're gonna go down, and he's just gonna pull like the greatest trick the Devil's ever pulled. So I feel like that's the route they're gonna feel like they're going down.
Yeah.
Lana, what's your theory on this? Because I know you have a massive theory behind who could this be.
I know I'm probably wrong. I know I am, but I don't know why. But something is telling me it's something to do with Adam Cole and Britt Baker. I don't know why, but I just feel like it's something to do with Adam and Britt, something, and that like I don't know. I don't have like a theory set in place, but in my head it's Adam Cole and Britt Baker. She has something to do with it, 100%.
Yeah, we've said that a few times on the podcast that it has been Adam Cole. That has been mentioned numerous times.
There's a few dynamites where the mask is over his head and stuff like that. That's what we were at about.
Like, outside of the box, right? You look at the physique first of all, and you look at the certain aspects, right? Like, Adam Cole is a good call. Okay, some people were saying that it could be Jack Perry. Yeah, Jack Perry.
I really, really don't want it to be. I'm sorry, like, but
yeah, some of them was saying
talking about him that's appealing for that sort of.
Why? Because he got tossed into some glass. It's real glass, Phil. Cry me a river.
The thing is, Wardlow actually makes perfect sense because Wardlow screwed MJF screwed Wardlow's career.
Yeah.
And what's Wardlow doing right now? Because
I like matches. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
Right, because I haven't kept track on Wardlow, to be honest.
So are we in agreement that it's someone on the roster that's also having
those
matches?
4 wrestlers are on the roster. I don't know who the Devil could be. Dolph Ziggler, all we know.
That's outside the box. Like, we're saying Dolph Ziggler, right? So that's someone that's really outside the box. That's, to me, like, that's like fucking hell.
I don't mind who it is once it makes sense.
But I don't think Dolph Ziggler would make sense.
Yeah.
It could be Tony Khan pulling the strings. You never know.
It was me, Austin.
Just being sick of MJF just like talking smack behind his back in press conferences. So he's gonna pull a Vince McMahon. He'll just say, "It's me, MJ. It was me all along."
Yeah, it's interesting.
Outside the box will be a John Moxley.
Yeah, Mox. Yeah, well then again, like Mox is one of them people. They should really give you odds on who they think it is. But yeah, I don't know. I do think it's Adam Cole. All right, to be fair, I have that feeling that it will be Adam Cole, and as you say, Britt Baker playing a role. But it remains to be seen. I'd say we're only weeks away from finding out. Really, are we?
Well, the World's End pay-per-view, surely.
Yeah,
surely that's it.
And how does it go down, Phil? Give us your script. How will they play it out? Is it just a case he's standing over someone and then mask comes off and everyone's like, "Holy shit!"
Well, what's probably going to happen is on Wednesday, one of them will get unmasked. I don't know, like one of the tag fellas.
Well, look,
it'll be Sammy Guevara or someone like that.
all in all, we don't know who the devil is, and I'm not pointing out who I think it is. Am I pointing out Phil? Okay. But it might be someone. Okay,
I'm starting to wonder though, because Tony Khan loves the old wrestling, and WWE did this Black Scorpion in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's gonna
If
be
they're
mad.
going by that, it'll probably be MJF.
Yeah. No, I agree. MGF.
Whenever we mention like MJF, I know I was the one that brought it up. I felt like they were gonna do like, remember the Aces and Eights storyline in TNA,
Yeah.
where it randomly got revealed as Bully Ray, and he was the one trying to take down Aces and Eights. I feel like that's a similar storyline.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be interesting. I'd say we're weeks away from finding it out. I'm going to go through some quick news, nice and quickly, just before we wrap up with a few more topics. So we go to WrestlingNews.com this week. So Matt Riddle became a dad, and he's announced for the Wrestlorama Indie event in February 2024. Eric Bischoff, he thinks that Randy Orton is the purest professional wrestler in the last 30 years. Yeah, I think Kevin Nash is going off on one in regards to CM Punk, but there's nothing new there.
Well, the promo was very tame. That's kind of where he's going.
Yeah, well, Kevin Nash, yeah.
I'm such a CM Punk fan. Like, I love CM Punk, but like his promo was, I don't know if I just had really, really high hopes or high expectations or what I was expecting, but I was just like, this sounds like every other wrestler that has come back to WWE, and I feel like it was like the same almost as what he said when he got to AEW. You know?
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know if I think that the most truthful thing he said was, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money. Like, I was like, oh, that's Punk. There he is.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Then you have Tony Khan. I'm here to make friends, not money.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Tony, lads. He's I can see Tony being in Cypress Avenue or in
I'd actually love if he was the devil, because it might give him something.
Yeah. And
I might build up, having a laugh, but that would be something, yeah. But
build up,
can you really imagine Tony Khan actually like cutting a promo? Because he doesn't have like camera work. Because he kept either looks really serious, don't want to be there, or he's just overexcited.
I love overexcited Tony. I love him. He's just the best.
That's right, MJF. I'm the devil. Tony Khan.
Twitter likes an overexcited Tony Khan as well. Twitter always loves when Tony's excited, because the things they say on Twitter, oh my god. Yeah, so that's pretty much the headlines this week. It's been
actually one more story there I just want to bring up really quickly.
Any breaking news as well, Phil? No?
It's kind of is. It's only come out today. This
boom.
But apparently Jeff Hardy wants to quit AEW, because he doesn't like the way he's being booked.
Fair, but they had a match recently. Was it last week? I don't know what episode it was, but it was the Hardys, and it was, oh my god, who else was in there? There was 3 tag teams. And I was like, if this is what you're going to do with the Hardys, book them this way. It was so good. I cannot remember. Was it Dynamite?
Yeah, I think it was a 3-way match for No More.
Yeah, it was a 3-way, and it was perfect. Like, if that's what you're going to do with the Hardys, do it that way. You know, you don't need to do much to the Hardys. They're the Hardy Boys.
I'm going to make a prediction right now, okay? Jeff Hardy will be at OTT before 2025.
So, oh my god, I'd actually pass out. I would pass out peacefully.
What?
Could you imagine?
I'm telling you, mark my words.
Keep an eye on any scaffoldings if he's just going to do a swan time for old time's
sake. For the 10th year anniversary, we should have the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, I think, because like obviously there's that little connection with OTT and All Elite as well, where Joe is able to make bookings due to, I suppose, being so much respected within the industry. But I just have this feeling, and I know I'm right, that Jeff Hardy will be definitely at OTT, either 2024 or 2025, and he could still be an All Elite Wrestling wrestler. But I'm telling you now, he will be at OTT in the next 2 years. Mark my words.
Don't get me all excited.
I'm telling you, and I'll be at OTT, and I'm just going to give the thumbs up. I told you so. But I just know I know that's going to happen, and I know it's going to be this year. Well, not this year, 2024 and 2025. Watch. I can guarantee it's going to happen.
Are you going to call out Joe and just say, Joe, we're not saying it will happen?
You, Joe.
Oh no, I'm telling you now what's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. I'm quickly going to mention, guys, RCW returns to the pavilion this Friday at Cork City. And yet again, there's a limited amount of tickets left. There's not many, so grab them ASAP because they will be gone by Friday. Eric Young will take on Owen Richards for the RCW World Title. There's many matches on that card. Seshmont Martina will be there. Raven Creed, Reardon O'Connor, and many more. So grab your tickets at eventbrite.ie RCW Cork. That will be this Friday. And it's a Friday night, which is unique in Cork. So make sure you get there. Doors open, I believe, at 6:30. So get there early to avoid disappointments. It's going to be a great night indeed. We'll go through all the OTT stuff, Fight Factory, No Limits Wrestling on the next show as well. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. We've done over a half an hour. What's the thoughts? Am I missing anything else before we wrap it up? Because sometimes I forget.
No, I think you've covered it there.
Yeah,
I bought a new shirt. Thanks for
There's
noticing.
a bit no more news on Sasha Banks' movement that I talked about last week.
Yeah, that's going to go quiet. Lana, what's your thoughts on Sasha Banks before we go? Do you think she is going to come back to WWE or does she go All Elite Wrestling?
No, I need her to stay in Stardom. She only got started in Stardom. She has a lot more to do out there, I think. I don't need her back in WWE. If she was to go anywhere, possibly Impact. I'd like to see her in Impact, or TNA now. But no, I don't need her in WWE. I don't need her in AEW. She was doing so good in Stardom, and unfortunately, again, injury, like just really bad timing, I think. But yeah, no, that's where I want to see her.
Yeah, and definitely on the European scene as well. I think we've a couple of indie shows around the UK and
yeah.
Ireland. Oh, here we go again. Jeff Hardy and Sasha Banks in Ireland.
I'm not saying this will happen, but I would love to see. Look, this is not going to happen. Imagine if she's on RCW and she's teaming with J Money. That will just be the. A lad can dream, but
I can't wait for their entrance Friday. Debbie, J Money, and G Money. That will be epic. They're going to have some entrance. G
Money is going to be in RCW.
Yeah, so they have this new tag team. So J Money and Gene and Debbie. More money, more problems, right? That's what they're called. But their entrance was longer than the match. They came out and I think they spent a half an hour just dancing on tables, and it was a pure
oh my god, I love that.
There used to be a guy called Rick James. I'm Rick James, bitch. They came out to one of his tunes, and it was pure retro funky. And Tommy J was on the podcast last week. He was going crazy. I think his shirt came off at one stage. So yeah, it was crazy. But that's what's going to happen Friday night. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, guys, RCW live at the pub this Friday night, and get them ASAP. So that is another show wrapped up. We're absolutely honoured to be joined by Lana, and you will be back in due course. Look, we have to get you on a lot more, no doubt. Phil and Matt, thank you very much as always for coming on. And look, we'll catch you all soon, guys. You're tuned to Wrestleslam, the podcast brought to you by Manscaped.com and I'm a Casino. We'll catch you soon.